Hey everybody, and welcome to Looking at the Markets with David Modell. I wanted to talk about news-based trading or news-based investing. Should you do it? How do you do it? Do I do it? Well, I do trade the news, but not in the same way that almost everybody else does. I see people on YouTube, I see people in chat rooms and on social media talking about what's going to happen. What's going to happen in the news? What's going to happen with this earnings report or this summit meeting or Fed meeting or whatever, right? Maybe a release of a product, an Apple product. Are they going to sell more of this or less of that? So people have a tendency to want to trade earnings and other events, other news-based events before the event. They want to make predictions. But you know what happens to people who make predictions? Yeah, half the time they're right, half the time they're wrong. You might as well go ahead and throw a dart at a dartboard if you're going to do that. And that includes all the experts and pundits and talking heads on television out there. All the guys out there, and I think you know who I'm talking about, who have all kinds of bells and whistles and things coming from the ceiling and buttons that they like to push and exciting graphics going on the screen, on the TV screen, that make it look like they're really an expert, but that just means that they're entertaining. That doesn't make them an expert at anything, and it doesn't make them any more accurate than throwing darts at a proverbial dartboard. So if you're counting on something happening in the future, I recommend against that policy. Instead of predictive, I recommend that you be reactive. I engage in reactive trading, not predictive trading. I don't try to predict anything. People who are in the business of having a crystal ball and predicting, they don't do too well. They may claim to do really well, and they might try to sell you a bill of goods, claiming that they know the future. So don't get me wrong, all investing and all trading involves some measure of predicting. If you buy something, you're predicting that at some point in the future, the price of that thing will go up so that you can sell at a higher price. If you're shorting something, you're predicting it's going to go down so you can buy it back at a lower price. All right, there is some predicting involved, but I'm talking about trading the news in terms of, I think this is what's going to happen. If you clear yourself of any responsibility to know what's going to happen in the future, if you absolve yourself of that burden of having to know what's going to happen in the future, I think you'll find a real sense of relief. I think you'll feel a weight off your shoulders because now you don't have to try to predict the future anymore because you're only human and you shouldn't have to. You shouldn't have to try to predict the future. Even the best machines and best minds out there cannot do it. What makes you think that you and I can do it? I mean, come on. So instead, be reactive. Wait until your favorite companies, your favorite stocks or cryptocurrencies or commodities or whatever go down because of some news event, especially if it's an overreaction, if the market pushes it down way more than it should have. I believe that can be an opportunity, especially if it's a great company or commodity, cryptocurrency, whatever, that didn't deserve to go down at all, or maybe it just didn't deserve to go down as much as it did, because you have overreactive, emotional traders and investors. And so eventually, hopefully, the price will come back up to where it ought to have been. If it shouldn't have gone down that much in the first place, then perhaps the stock price or asset price, whatever it is, will come back up when investors come to their senses, realize it's not the end of the world for this company or whatever it is, and that they overreacted. The retail traders and investors, the so-called dumb money, I know that sounds mean, but that's what they're called, they tend to overreact. They're oftentimes the first to react, and they get it wrong. They push it in the wrong direction. The smart money, the institutional investors and the hedge funds and that kind of thing, what do? Well, they're not the first to react. They're the second or third or fourth to react, but they do react. They react to the overreaction is what they do, and that's what I try to do. I try to move with the smart money. That doesn't mean I copy the trades of institutional investors and hedge funds, although I might look at them for inspiration or just for ideas, but I'm going to do my own research first and foremost. and I'm going to make my own decisions. And I want you to do the same thing. Make your own decisions based on your own research and react to overreactions. And you're making a bet, and there's always some risk, but you're making a bet that the market will correct back when there was an overreaction after a news event. And so it's up to you to use some common sense and a lot of research to decide whether a big market move was the wrong one, whether it was the retail dumb money pushing something in the wrong direction based on sentiment or emotions. And after a while, after you practice, perhaps with a demo account or a virtual trading account, if you can practice that for a while first to see if you can get good at it for a long time, try that over weeks and months, maybe even years, and you get good at it, and then start committing small amounts of real capital to this strategy only when you feel that you're very consistent at it. So I hope this was helpful to give you some perspective of trading the news. Yes, you can do it, but not in the way that most people do it, not in the way most of the pundits and analysts and article writers do it. I recommend being reactive rather than predictive. All right. So if you found this helpful, feel free to give me a thumbs up on this video if you liked it. All right, and subscribe to my YouTube channel right now if you haven't done it already, and hit that notification bell. Otherwise, you may not know when I put out more videos like this. Okay, and by the way, I have a 17 video plus worksheets course available right now. If you email me at davidmodell@gmail.com, I can give you a special price on that. And that is Investing for Beginners. So if you or somebody you know is a beginner at investing, or you just want to know how to put together a trading or investing plan, my video course can walk you through that, and also offer coaching if you want more personalized coaching. Just email me at davidmodell@gmail.com. Thank you so much. I really appreciate watching and listening. I'll talk to you again soon.